Hi everyone, a very good morning. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now. I'm Mubina Kapasi. Market seeing a bout of green on the screen, which continues after that massive rally we saw yesterday. We now seem to be ebbing towards that record high level, 12,300. Well, almost there, but we are at the day's high. For the Sensex as well, it's 272 points added. So great gain seen in the markets. Looks like we will, I think, net end the week in the green. But do remember, it's been quite a volatile week thanks to all the geopolitical issues, that we saw transpire in the Middle East. Okay, let's kickstart Market Fatafat. Today we have with us on the technicals Manish Hathi-Ramani of Deen Dayal Investment, and from our research team Varun and Soumya as well join in. Morning everyone. And of course, stock of today has got to be Infosys. The Q3 numbers will be released, I suppose, post-market hours. Soumya, what's the expectation?
Well, Mubina, Infosys is the first company that's going to be flagging off the earnings season. In fact, as far as Q3 is concerned, well, it's expected to be a holiday season and therefore a weak quarter. Nevertheless, what our expectations is, we expect the top line growth to be 1% in dollar terms, with margin improving by almost 50 basis points. Apart from this, we also expect FY20 revenue guidance to be hiked from the current 9 to 10% to 9.5% to 10.5%. Well, having said that, we also are keenly watching out for the management commentary as far as the demand outlook is concerned from the banking and finance space. And of course, other than that, there are expectations that the report on outcome of investigation into whistleblower complaints will be made public today itself. So let's see what the update is and how the numbers are. But the entire street is keenly watching out for this one.
Well, yes, that they are. The stock price of Infosys, remember, this week has been quite a tough one for the company, for the stock, pardon me. But yesterday we did see a bout of green. Today as well, just about, trading with slight gains. Now, Sandip Agarwal, Associate Director of Edelweiss Financial Securities, also gave his understanding of how the third quarter is likely to turn out for Infosys. Listen into his expectations.
I don't see any pronounced weakness coming in from any other quarter. Like, we know that there are few clients in banking space which are going through some pain, but I am not getting any channel check feedback from the ground that there is any industry wide any weakness or anything. I think the quarter will be, from that perspective, the quarter should be good. On the outlook front, I think after Jan 7th only you start getting some inputs from the client for the current year. So I think it will be very premature for anyone to comment on the next year outlook. It will be very, very limited commentary which you will get there. But what I can tell you with confidence is that digital growth will not cool off. There is very high demand for digital still, and the margin should surprise positively to some extent because of two reasons. One, pricing in digital is continuously going up. Secondly, the subcontractor dependency is continuously going down, which has been choking the margins for quite some time now. So I think the results in this quarter looks good to me. A good quarter, a good outlook from that perspective, although we have to keep in mind that most of the stocks have run up quite sharply, barring Infosys, which has not gone up so much because of the event. But if you see, HCL Tech is almost close to new highs, and even TCS is doing extremely well. So stocks have run up quite a bit in spite of this being a weak quarter. That is the way output.
All right, let's move on and talk about a metal stock then, because today, once again, it's the top sectoral gainer. Look at a Steel Authority, look at Tata Steel, all of them gaining very smartly. Tata Steel is now at 488 rupees. Manish, welcome to the show. What's your view on this one?
Good morning, Mubina, and to all our viewers. Well, I feel that we are still continuing to be bullish on Tata Steel. However, I would not recommend a fresh entry at present levels. In fact, 404 can be kept as a stop loss for a target of 520.
Okay, 520 is where Manish expects Tata Steel could go from here. Okay, let's talk about another stock, and that is Gail India. Today, it's the top nifty gainer, almost 2.7% of gains. Remember that Gail had seen a significant amount of selling pressure recently because of the, I suppose, the entire AGR bid. Now, Gail has said that they've not received any demand notice as such, and they're not even going to pay up those AGR dues. It's perhaps going to be a long-drawn judicial process. But Bank of America has maintained a buy on Gail with a target at 223 rupees, so almost 100 rupee upside from here. They believe that the risks are overdone and the valuations are cheap, and hence they have a buy. However, the Q3 estimates suggest that there could be a modest profit after tax growth on a sequential basis. Gail usually announces its third quarter numbers in the second half of the earnings season, so watch out for that. Okay, moving on. Varun, why are you flagging of paper stocks? What's the trend we are seeing today?
So paper stocks have been active for the last quarter actually, and what the centre is actually mulling is an import duty on foreign imports of paper that are coming in, because that's what actually drives the utilization down for local players. So this has also been coupled with the fact that, you know, there's a big plastic ban obviously, which has kicked into full effect. Numerous grocery stores, coffee shops, they've stopped using plastic lids. Groceries stores have stopped using plastic bags, and replacement is the paper is the preferred replacement product. So not just standard paper, but corrugated paper as well. So if you look at the stocks that are reacting, you have Orient, JK, Seshasai, West Coast. So it doesn't really matter where in the paper value chain you are, as long as you're somewhere along there, you're seeing a significant uptick, and demand outlook seems to be improving. And all these companies should be able to deleverage pretty quickly going forward, because their EBITDA is all growing pretty well as well. So those are broadly the reasons to flag off the paper stocks today.
So all the stocks today are gaining. Seshasai, JK Paper, all of them are today in the green. Okay, and Samya, what were the Q3 numbers like for GTPL Hathway?
Talking about this one, this is definitely rallying on the back of good numbers. As far as the top line is concerned, we saw a good growth of 114% to nearly 674 crore rupees. Well, this was even reflective in the profit line, which saw a jump of over 98%. Talking about the core performance, which is the EBITDA, it reported a good 56% of growth. However, slight amount of disappointments as far as the margins concerned. They were compressed to nearly 18% from previous 25%. So I think barring the margins, both the top line and bottom line were a good, saw a good growth and a jump. And in fact, we did see the stock also rallying, although it's off from the day's high, but still managing to trade higher by 5%.
Okay, stock price gaining 4.6%. Manish, realty is definitely the stock sector of the week. All of them have seen a nice up move come by, be it a Prestige, Brigade, Godrej in this week gone by. What's your view on a stock like a Prestige Estates?
Well, I'll be a little conservative here. I feel Prestige only becomes bullish beyond the levels of 340. Until then, with a very nice risk is to reward, one could actually either avoid it or go short for a target of 300.
All right, so at this point of time, just wait and watch. Look after the levels of 340 is when Manish recommends you could execute, a trade over here. All right, let's talk about Finolex Industries today, and the reason we are flagging this one off is because HSBC has maintained a buy over here, and they've placed their target price on the stock at around 710 rupees. So they've actually, I think, raised the target price as well from their previous target, and so that's of course HSBC's view. Now, what are the reasons essentially for this? They are saying that there's a decline in EDC feedstock price, and that in turn will help the PVC resin earnings. PVC, by the way, remains the most resilient product chain, plus regulatory changes over there are also helpful, like Varun flagged off. And you are seeing Finolex yesterday, it gained almost 3 to 4 odd percent. Today as well, those gains continue, 2.5% higher for Finolex. And Varun, shrimp stocks, there's no stopping the rally there.
Right, Mabina. So what happens is you keep getting data from these shrimp companies on a monthly basis. So there's no like quarterly data or daily data per se. So you got to look out for it at intervals of 30 days. Now, the most recent data which came out for November, we've seen a spike in volumes of around 41% for domestic exporters, the majority of which is being eaten up by China. China has actually captured 35% of the Indian export market. Companies like Apex will really benefit from this, as will Avanti. Now, also what happens is when the shrimp production goes up and shrimp exports go up, naturally your feed demand increases, and that drives your feed prices up as well. So that's what brings into play guys like Avanti and Waterbase, who are more on the feed side of things, versus an Apex who's more on the shrimp supply. So nonetheless, entire sector is really active. Pricing is strong and doesn't seem to be showing any signs of tapering off in December either.
Well, yes, the rally that continues in these, shrimp-based stocks, Avanti, Waterbase, though today, the gains are a bit limited. Okay, let's move on and talk about KNR Constructions. Soumya, what's the news here?
Mubina, talking about this one, already this was pretty much known, but nevertheless, the monetization plans of KNR Construction is definitely what's keeping the stock active in trade today. They have signed a pact with Cube Highways for their asset sale. In fact, they're selling Bailey Bear toll unit to Cube Highways for an approximate value of 530 crore rupees. Well, mostly these proceeds will be used to take the debt leverage down, and in fact, not just this, they'll actually help them in bidding for the new projects. In fact, we even had a note by Reliance Securities when they say that this entire move is a positive for KNR Construction, and that's why we're seeing this sharp uptick coming in the stock today.
Yeah, 8% higher for KNR Constructions. And another stock that continues to gain today as well is these graphite electrode stocks. Look at an HEG, Graphite India, both are gaining smartly. Manish, your view?
I feel we can still go short on this particular stock for a target of 1,000 because the stock only becomes positive beyond the levels of 1125.
Okay, it's by the way crossed 1,000 rupees in the last two trading sessions. But yeah, Manish believes that this one's a sell candidate. Let's check in on what the RWI small case is doing. Does it continue to gain? By the way, as we speak, the Nifty has hit 12,300. So let's see what's up with the RWI small case. Gain seen over there as well, absolutely in tandem with the benchmarks. And for the Nifty, I suppose we're just a couple of points away from record high levels.